All right, everybody, with season winding down, we've got about 2-3 weeks left in February. A lot of people are done hunting, but I get asked questions all the time as a tracker on what do I think is best. So I want to do a little video on that today to try to keep something out there, some content for y'all. I get asked the question a lot, which is better? Today I'm going to talk about fixed blade versus mechanical. As a tracker in East Arkansas, the zone that I live in, we have 1 week of gun hunting in the month of November. We have a youth hunt that is a weekend long, and we also have a 3-day Christmas hunt. That's the 3 days after Christmas we can hunt. I live in a no rifle zone, so we use shotguns or alternative firearms, straight wall cartridges. Our deer season comes in the last week of September, and we can hunt all the way to the last day of February. But in this zone, the majority of that is bow hunting. We live in a big bow hunting zone, so we have a lot of bow hunters, and I know a lot of y'all watching will probably be bow hunters as well. Some of y'all have fixed blade broadheads on the end of your arrow. Some of y'all have mechanical broadheads on the end of your arrow. Both of these work. I do not want to be shot by a fixed blade or mechanical. It's all shot placement. I'm going to answer a few questions, or try to my very best, but what it really boils down to is shot placement. If you hit a deer in the right place with a fixed blade broadhead, it's going to die. That being said, if you hit a deer in the right place with a mechanical broadhead, it's going to die. The majority of the deer I've tracked 46 deer this season, and the number one call that I have got is bow hunters that have mechanical broadheads. That could be for a couple of reasons. It could be that more hunters are using mechanical broadheads, or it could be because of some things that we're going to talk about today. Here's what I want to point out, a few basic things in this little discussion. When you shoot this broadhead right here, it does not have to open. It is fixed blade. It is a cut on contact. When you hit the deer or hog or whatever you're shooting, all the force of the arrow is used to penetrate the animal. Everything is just pushing. It's already open. It don't have to use force to open. It is pushing the arrow through. Now with the mechanical broadhead, when you shoot it, it has to open. It's closed, so when you shoot, instead of the force being used to penetrate, the force is being used to open and penetrate at the same time. I believe it takes force off, and the force that's punching behind this thing is using force to open this, which slows it down and does make a difference. Another thing that we run into with mechanical broadheads is that this cannot fail you. It's already open. This is a Magnus 150 grain single bevel broadhead. This is what I shoot. Great broadhead, but it's not going to fail me. It's not going to fail to open. It's already open. I just got to put that arrow where it needs to go. Now this, on the other hand, it seems with the new crossbows how fast they shoot. And this is, I'm not sure what this is right here. A lot of people shoot Rage, and a lot of people shoot different things. But what we have seen with the new crossbows, it seems that the arrow is flying so fast that it's not opening the blades, and it's just what we call pencil holing through the deer. It's just like you take a pencil, punch a hole through it, like shooting a field tip. Because if these don't open, or if these little blades break off, as soon as it hits, all you're doing is poking it with a pencil. Now that will work if it's hitting the right spot, but if you need that extra 2 inches of cutting, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be very good. The number one call I get for tracks is bow hunters, particularly crossbow hunters, with a mechanical broadhead. If I was watching this and if I shot a crossbow, some of y'all may hunt with a crossbow, I would shoot a fixed blade broadhead. Will this work? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Kills hundreds, thousands of deer every single year. Crossbow, mechanical broadhead. It's going to continue to do that. But I personally shoot a fixed blade broadhead out of my crossbow. The speed that it's flying, I don't want anything to go wrong or to fail. I want all of my force being put into this broadhead, punching through that deer. Both will do the job. Both will do the job. If you shoot a deer in the shoulder with either one of these, it's not going to be good. The number one track that we have of deer that's been shot that do not get recovered is those deer that's been shot in the shoulder. It's been said for a long time, shoot them in the shoulder, they'll go down, but that's not true. We've tracked 46 deer this season, and the number one track where we call it off because we believe the deer's still alive, verified later by trail cam pictures that it is still alive, is deer shot forward shoulder and high shoulder. So let me say this, stay away from the shoulder. Scoot it back a little bit. Hit behind that shoulder. It's better to hit back than it is to hit forward. If you hit forward, the deer's going to hurt. It's going to bleed a long ways, but it's not going to die. We see it all the time. You shoot behind that shoulder, you got heart. If you hit further back, you've got lungs. If you hit further back, you've got liver. And even if you hit further back than that, you've got guts. And all of those areas behind the shoulder are vitals. If you put either one of these in those areas, it can do the job. Comparing these two, let me say shot placement matters. Shot placement matters. If I shoot a deer in the shoulder with a fixed blade, or if I shoot him in the shoulder with a mechanical, I'm going to have problems. It don't matter if you shoot a 150 grain fixed blade broadhead with a 100 grain insert and a heavy arrow. That's my setup. That's what I shoot. Shot placement still matters. I can't just aim anywhere on that deer and think that it's going to get the job done. I've still got to do my job as a hunter and put the arrow where it needs to go, where you'll be seeing a tracking team near you. But on these right here, I believe the fixed blade broadhead to be the best. For instance, the reason I say that is just look at the width of these. Look at the width of that. If I had a piece of paper, and I don't, I've got some on arrows, but I ain't gonna do it, and I just, the same force, just punch that thing down, and with this one being closed, I do the same thing. The force of this is going to be used opening these blades instead of penetrating. Now there's a lot of force behind these crossbows and these compound bows and even traditional archery. I shoot traditional archery as well, but it's taking force off of the arrow and using it to open the blades instead of straight penetrate on contact. And that's some things I would consider. Do both of these work? Absolutely. You kill deer with mechanical broadhead. This one's been used to shoot something that's bent. Both of them work? Absolutely. You can shoot a fixed blade and kill deer. You can shoot a mechanical broadhead and kill deer. Do I believe one better than the other? I personally prefer fixed blade. I hope it helps you. With season winding down, we're still going to try to put content out there. We're going to be doing different questions, and one of the questions is what I wanted to cover today. Which is better, fixed or mechanical? I hope that helped you some. We're going to be coming back every few weeks with other questions and tips, and with about 2 weeks left of season here in winter, I'm not sure how many more tracks we're going to have to put out there. I got into this thing and recording a little late in season. That's why there's not so many videos. It was the end of November, early December when I started recording the tracks. By then I'd already tracked and recovered several deer and missed a lot of content. So next year we'll be ready, but throughout the summer months we'll be putting out training advice for tracking dogs, dog versus drone, when to call a tracker, and I've got several other questions that I get asked that we're going to cover during the off season. So I hope you enjoy. Hope it's a help. Shoot your bows, get some practice. Don't get your bow out of the shed the day that you go hunting and thinking that it's going to work, because it may be off. Get everything set, get everything ready, do the best that you can, and I hope this helped you choose fixed blade or mechanical. Have a good day. God bless you.